Oh man,
Yeah.
that is fire. What's up, it's Luis from America's Best Restaurants, and we travel the country coast to coast to find the places where you need to eat at on a weekly basis. And this week we are in Morgantown, West Virginia at an incredible restaurant called Flower and Feed Restaurant and Events. We're gonna get to talk to Tyler, who's the owner. Plus, we're gonna see some incredible and mouth-watering items like their, what I've just relabeled, the Change Your Life candied bacon, plus a few other things that are gonna make your mouth water. This place impressed the heck out of me. And look, I know you're hungry because you're watching this. So why don't you come with me? Let's go check it out. All right, everybody. So now we are inside Flower and Feed Restaurant and Events. And before we move forward, make sure you hit the subscribe button and like the video as well. We are here with Tyler, who is the owner. So Tyler, we really, really appreciate you having us here, especially in the morning when we're shooting right now.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
No, absolutely. Walked in, place is unbelievable, but I know you mentioned something to me that when we were doing a little bit of a video earlier on Facebook, you mentioned about this, and I'm like, dude, can I try it? You're like, yeah, we can try it. Sounds good. Talk to me what we have here, because this looks unbelievable.
So we've got thick cut bacon that we candy in-house. We'll serve it with a smoky jalapeno raspberry sauce.
Come on, man.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
This is unbelievable. It's not pretty good. You're underselling it. He's underselling it. Where did you come up with the inspiration for this?
Disney, actually. Restaurant down in Disney last summer that had something similar.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That is fire. Wow. That is a beautiful combination. I don't know how you came up with it. But
That
right
spicy and sweet, it's perfect together.
Right now, I'm thinking you're a genius. So just take it. Let's roll with it.
All right.
Okay. Now, you light this on fire. My question is why?
It's just presentation. It draws the eye. Usually when people see it or they'll smell the rosemary, they're like, hey, what's that? And then we'll start selling more and more of them. So.
Now, is this an item that is seasonal, or are you gonna have it all?
That's on our brunch menu full time.
Full time?
Yep.
Can you get it during the week?
Probably, if we have the stuff on hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So do I have to call you beforehand? Be like, can you hook me up? And you'll help me out?
We usually have it.
Okay.
We use the candy bacon in our Bloody Marys too.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we use them in a couple things.
Okay. Now, how did you get into the restaurant industry?
Actually grew up helping my grandparents cook. I just remember always pulling a chair up to the stove and helping. So like that's what I wanted to do. And then they would always cater family events, parties, stuff like that. So I started helping with that, and I've known since I was like, I don't know, 6 or 7 that this is what I wanted to do.
Really?
Yep.
So you've never deviated from it?
Nope.
Wow.
Went straight to culinary school out of high school, and here I am.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
That you've never had the thought of doing anything else, and that's cool. So your grandparents had such a huge influence in you that this is what you're doing. And if I have to judge with this, your grandparents are doing an amazing job. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh yeah.
That's very
I
cool.
learned most of what I know from them. So.
Okay, so let me ask you this: what was the most important thing you learned, or the one thing that you still kind of use to this day that you learned from your grandparents? I know it's kind of a tough question.
Yeah, that's a tough one because like they're old school. You know, they don't measure a thing.
Right.
Like they just throw it together and it's done. So, and I've definitely taken that. I make the same recipes over and over again, but they're never the exact same ever. So
has it been tough to go from that to, hey, a pinch of this and a handful of that? But what's a pinch? What's a handful? How many tablespoons? Has it been difficult to go from that, from what I call feeling, like when you cook with your feelings, versus having everything measured? Has that been a difficult transition?
yeah, a little bit, just because I mean, even with the recipe in front of me, I'm still stuck in the habit. It's like, oh, I know what that looks like, and I'll just throw it in a pot.
Okay.
It's most difficult when I was trying to actually design the recipes and price it all out, because then I have to like, okay, wait, this much should be about this, and yeah, so that was difficult.
That's interesting. But let me tell you, like I said, if I had to judge from this, dude, it's a home run all around.
Thank you.
All around. Now, what do we got right here?
So these are our fried green tomatoes.
Okay.
They're topped with a local DeBerry Farms pepper jelly and goat cheese. You get the nice creamy from the goat cheese with the spicy of the pepper jelly.
That's nice, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the tanginess from the fried greens just pull it all together.
I'm a fan of that jelly.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had, no, I've never had fried green tomatoes made like this. I've had them with the goat cheese and everything. That jelly though, I don't know what it is, but this goes very well together.
Yeah, my first kitchen job, I ran that as a special because we would go to farmer's market every Saturday.
Okay.
And now it's one of my go-tos. So went on the menu as soon as I figured out what we were doing, really.
You're batting 1,000 right now. Let me tell you, that is phenomenal, phenomenal, and I've never seen it before. Really, really good. Wow. Now, this right here, I told you even before we even started filming that you're a genius for doing this. I've never seen this before. Tell me, what do we got going here?
So this is our breakfast board. It's our own take on the brunch charcuterie, basically.
Okay.
You got our house-made French toast, mini waffles, pancakes, bacon, sausage, and then it comes standard with the mixed berries, and then maple syrup, whipped cream, apple butter, and then we make a special syrup every week. Right now it's blueberry. We just change it.
This is the blueberry one.
Yep.
At least while we're filming. I need to try this because I've never had blueberry. So let me put a little bit in here. Now I know I'm tainting a little bit, but it's okay. So let me grab a little bit of this. Try a little piece. That's good, man.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I want to drink this. Can I sip this like whiskey?
I mean, if you want to.
That's really good. Really good. Now, let me ask you this. What made you, what was the thought process when you say, you know what? There are charcuterie boards, but I've never seen one like this with brunch. What made you put this together? How did that idea come about?
My event coordinator actually suggested maybe trying to do like a charcuterie version for brunch.
Okay.
So I was trying to figure out like what all to put on it, which since we already have all three of the starches, we're just threw a bunch of stuff together. The apple butter used to change. We would do different kinds of jams. And then the apple butter became so popular where people were substituting it. So we're just like, let's just put this on here full time. So.
That's very cool. And you made these boards, right?
Yep.
Because I've never seen them before. So it's got its own spot for each of these little kind of mason type jars. This is really, really cool. Yeah. And like I said, I told you off camera, I've never seen this before. It is genius. Having a brunch charcuterie board.
Yeah, something that makes us stand out from everyone else, because especially lately, there's been a lot more restaurants opening up doing brunch.
Right.
So we keep trying to capitalize on that.
Yeah, no, but this is cool because it's kind of like a DIY. You let people, hey, build it the way you want, do whatever you want. And it's cool because it's shareable. There's plenty of options for everybody here. Plus you have all these different choices of topping, so to speak. It's genius, man. It's really genius. I'm impressed because I've never seen this before. Look, everybody who's watching, make sure you let me know below which one of these items you're gonna try when you come to Flower and Feed. Now, let me ask you this. You went to culinary school, right?
Yeah.
What did you find the toughest to learn when you were in culinary school?
In culinary, like I said earlier, it had have to be just the conversions.
Okay.
I struggled to wrap my head around the math end of it all.
Okay.
So other than that, I mean, most of it came pretty naturally. Like the knife work and all that was just second nature. So
You had enough experience with your grandparents that you kind of had it
Yeah.
already. Let me ask you this: did you have to correct anything that you had learned while working with your grandparents, but it wasn't at the optimal level it needed to be while you were in culinary school? Yeah, you were taught do it this way, and you learned, and you had that muscle memory doing it a certain way that you had to modify when you were in culinary school.
there were a few.
Okay.
Knife work was a big one.
Okay.
Just like the way I was holding the knife wasn't the way that they were teaching us.
Okay.
So every now and then I still resort to like the way I used to.
Really? Okay.
It's just more comfortable for me. But
So, out of curiosity, because I'm a knife guy, what way is that? What is the way that feels more comfortable to you?
So like when I hold the hilt of the blade, I keep one finger above the tang. But in culinary school, you're not allowed to do that. You have to keep your hand below it.
Okay.
So I felt like I didn't have enough support on the knife,
Okay.
I guess.
Okay.
So
That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay. Very cool. Now, we were talking in the kitchen, having all kinds of stories, communication about this. We even talked about it out here while Ryan was setting up the video.
Oh yeah.
About the size of the patty, the whole thing, right? Okay. So let me move this over here. And let me grab this. Tell me what we have. We even had conversations about the fries and everything, right?
Yep.
So tell me, what do we have?
So this is our F&F burger, so the flour and feed burger.
Okay.
It's a 8-ounce short rib brisket blend burger, topped with thick cut bacon, pepper jack cheese, pickled onions, and then it's got a tomato aioli and lettuce. And we serve it with beer battered French fries.
How did you come up with this burger? This is phenomenal, man.
I don't really know. I just kind of threw it together. So like the bacon, I mean, who doesn't like bacon on a burger?
Right?
And then my go-to on a lot of our stuff is pepper jack cheese.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of pepper jack. So then we took our BLT.
So good, man.
Thanks.
It's so good. And I remember when we were in the kitchen and I pointed at a pot that you had on the stove. I'm like, dude, what is happening in here right now? I'm pickling some onions. But you were doing something a little bit different. We're not going to say it on camera. It's a trade secret. This burger is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, we do our own pickled onions for that.
And so pepper jack has been a favorite of yours for a long time?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Is that your favorite go-to cheese?
Yeah, between that and the goat cheese, and I didn't realize until I was like reworking our menu how many things I use goat cheese in.
Really?
Like those two cheeses we use in a lot of dishes.
Really? Now, these are the beer battered fries. These fries are outstanding.
They're good cold too.
Oh, they are. But I asked you about seasoning them, and you told me, no, we don't season them.
No.
Tell me why.
We tried seasoning them one time, and it was too much. The salt and pepper, you lose the fry. They have so much flavor already in them that it just didn't make sense.
I can attest to that. Flavor's amazing. It's really amazing. You can really, really taste it. And I was afraid because, I mean, typically, when you go to a place and they don't season something, I'm like, okay, what is happening? Did you run out of spices or what's going on? But then after you explain it to me, then I try, and you literally pull the plate here, grab a fry. Okay, I got you. Yep, you're right on that one.
They speak for themselves.
You're right on that one. Now, what is your go-to item when you're hungry? When Tyler's hungry, what does Tyler get?
From here?
Yes.
Usually the BLT.
BLT?
Yeah, our BLT is pretty good.
What is it about the BLT that's like your go-to?
Well, one, it's just quick.
Okay.
So like, when we're working or trying to clean up and stuff, it's something I can just throw together and then eat when it gets cold. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
But it's just really good. We use the same thick cut bacon and then roasted tomato spread, garlic aioli, lettuce, and then we toast sourdough bread.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that really sets it off.
Nice. Now, assuming you had time, let's imagine that you had time. Would that still be your go-to, or would you choose something different if you had time?
Oh no, if I was gonna sit down and eat it right then and there, the burger.
The burger?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
The burger's hard to beat.
Okay. And you're coming up At the time of filming, you're coming up with a new menu, right?
Yep,
You're
we're
gonna be
working on a
updating.
summertime menu. We'll drop a couple of our more heavier dishes and
Right.
add some more light, summery ones.
Okay. Okay. Now, you are also here. This is an event space, right?
Yeah.
Talk to me about the events. What type of events do you do here? That you cater, whatever that may be.
You name it, we've done it.
Really?
We do a lot of weddings here.
Okay.
Baby showers, bridal showers. Those are probably the 3 biggest ones that we do. But we've done a lot of other small events. Like tomorrow, for example, I've got a small business conference. It's like a 7-person dinner.
Really?
But you know, it's still something. So, and then we recently started working with like the local funeral home
Okay.
for like celebrations of life
Right.
and things like that.
Right.
So,
Okay. Okay, that's cool. Now, we were off camera while Ryan was setting up, and I just got another another event request. You said in October
of next year, yeah.
of next year
Yep.
for a wedding, right?
Yep.
Now, what's the biggest event you've actually done food for? You've catered
That I've done food
Yeah,
for 250 people.
250 people.
That was the first wedding I ever did, and it was by myself. Yeah.
What?
I'll never do it again.
So how did you do that? By yourself?
Very structured and down to the T on like timing.
Do you remember what you served?
Yeah, rosemary chicken, marinara pasta, roasted green beans, I think roasted potatoes. There was something else, but I don't remember. That was
By yourself?
Yep, that was back in 2013.
Did you serve the people, or
Buffet
was it more
style.
like buffet style?
Buffet,
Okay.
yeah.
So I was gonna say, I don't know how you did that with
Yep.
250 people.
Prepped everything and cooked it all on site because, of course, this was like I was new to the catering stuff, so
Okay.
I didn't have the commercial kitchen to cook out of. I had to do it all
I
on
see.
site.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Let me ask you this: what is the biggest lesson you've learned as a restaurant event space owner? I know it's a tough question.
Yeah, that's
too.
a tough one.
Yeah.
Just I guess really time management. Just trying to juggle everything, especially like trying to keep personal time and still get the business going. Like it's been very difficult. So.
But that's why we all learn, right?
Yeah, right. Because that's what I mean. I run 2 different businesses essentially.
Okay.
Feels like more because we do so much here.
Right.
But yeah, and then I try to keep my personal life still. It's a little difficult.
So you are juggling a lot.
Yes.
Okay. All right. But hey, that's what we all learn. At one point in time when you were, like you said, when you were 6 is when you knew that you wanted to do this. Well, at one point in time, you didn't know how to use a knife.
Yeah.
You didn't really know how to cook. You didn't know how to tell when an egg was done, any of that. But you progressed over time. Like you said, that your biggest thing was the knife work, like learning how to hold a knife from what you were used to, because that's muscle memory, to what they wanted you to do in culinary school. And I can imagine that because, when I'm at home, I'm cognizant of what I'm doing because I love to cook. And my fiance, I always kind of tell her, no, you're holding the knife wrong, whatever. So I understand that, So, and I understand that it's difficult when you have muscle memory to try to readjust to what they want you to do, because by default, you've been doing it so long that you're going to automatically go back to what you know.
Yeah.
Right? Because
yeah.
subconsciously, you just do it. You aren't even aware.
Yep.
Man, this has been a great experience. I love it. Look, everybody, if you're looking for more restaurants like Flower and Feed Restaurant and Events, which you should, and if you like restaurant content, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit that bell notification so you know whenever we drop a new episode. Now, Tyler, how can people find out more information about your restaurant and event space?
We've got a website, flowerandfeedevents.com.
Okay.
Our menus are on there, our rental prices, everything that we offer, it's all on that website. So.
Okay, awesome. And I'm sure you guys got Facebook, Instagram, and all that.
Oh yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
right?
definitely. We've got Facebook, Instagram,
Everything.
yeah, I think a little bit of everything.
Cool. And of course, you can find a full listing for them on americasbestrestaurants.com. Look, I am going to eat this bacon. I'm going to eat all this food. Ryan, I'm sorry, you're my friend, but I have to draw the line somewhere. and the line is, I'm gonna eat all this food. And that's basically it for us. We're gonna see you guys on the next one.